Hello and welcome to Deshawn. Are you there?
I am here.
Okay, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, or good morning to some. Welcome to Are You Running a Business or Just Doing Hair? This hour will be filled with a lot of information about how to take your booth rental business to the next level. Just to give you a little background about who I am and, why I'm qualified to teach this subject to you guys. I am the owner of Nuratress Hair Products. It's a professional hair product line that is distributed throughout the world and as throughout the UK, as well as I have owned a booth rental salon in some form since 1996. My first salon I opened up in 1996 was a booth rental salon, and based on the way things went there, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I opened up a set of salon suites, which I have currently owned since 2003. So over the past 18 to 20 years, I've spent my whole life in this beauty industry helping or trying to help beauty industry professionals run their business in a professional manner so that they can receive or operate in maximum capacity. I've taught at the premier shows on booth rental as well as America's Beauty Show and Bronner Brothers. So I have a wealth of experience, as well as I have just authored the book Booth Renting 101 from a Lady, so which has a lot of information. So today I'm just going to share some information with you guys that will help you take your beauty business to the next level. One of the first things that I want to say is that when you run a booth rental business, or when you decided to start operating as a booth renter, you have actually signed up to run your own business. And many people that operate as a booth renter, they don't really operate as a business. And when I say business, I mean in full capacity. And these are some of the things that we go over. That is the reason why I titled this seminar, Are You Running a Business or Just Doing Hair? This is, I don't know why this keeps popping up. This is the title of a book that I wrote in 1996, is because I wanted to challenge beauty industry professionals with this question, because a lot of beauty industry professionals who operate a booth rental business actually think that they don't have to do anything but just pay their rent and get clients. And so therefore, to me, they're just doing hair. They're not running a business. And so that is the reason why I titled that book that with that title and wanted to ask the question. So today we're going to make sure that at the end of the seminar that when you ask yourself the question, are you running a business or just doing hair, that your answer, hopefully, if it's not running a business, that at the end of the seminar you will be running a business. So the purpose of this webinar is to make sure that licensed independent contractors, booth renters, and salon owners know how to properly start and run a successful personal care business. One moment. When you're starting a business, clients expect something from your personal booth rental business. Just like any other business that you visit on a daily basis, whether you're going to Walmart or whether you're going to your local grocery store or whether you're going to the movies. When you visit a business, clients have expectations from your business. So even as a booth renter, your clients have expectations from you. They expect for you to have the proper licenses and credentials to operate the business. They expect for you to have hours of operation. And when I say hours of operation, what I mean is that most booth renters will operate on a on-call or on-demand basis. However, if you are properly running your business, you should have hours of operations. If you do not have specific hours of operation, on your business card you should state by appointment only. Many booth renters have business cards that say from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. However, they are not at their establishment between those hours. If you put hours of operations on your business card, when a client comes to your salon or the salon you're renting from, they expect for you to be there. So if you don't want to have hours of operation where you're on call or at the station from 9 to 6, please on your business card just say by appointment only. This gives a clear, concise definition of the hours in which you are working to your customers. Otherwise, if you put from 9 to 5 on Tuesday through Friday, you are expected to be at that operation between the hours of 9 to 5. A business telephone. This is very important as well. Many booth renters do use their cell phones as their business telephone. If you do this, please make sure that the voicemail is an appropriate voicemail that tells the customers that this is a business telephone. If you have a personal message with music or something personal, whatever you desire, it may send a different message. So if you want to have a separate telephone for your personal than you do for your business, I do recommend that you contact whatever mobile phone service that you like and actually get a business telephone that is separate from your personal. You can write this off, which we would talk about that in the taxes area. It is very important that your clients understand that you are running a business and not just floating with a personal telephone with personal messages. And the reason this is important as well is that you want your clients to know at what times they can reach you. Sometimes if clients have your personal telephone number, they may call you even at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. If you want to really separate your personal life from your business life, it's best to have a telephone that rings during certain hours that you don't answer, like say after 5 or 7 o'clock or whatever time that you deem necessary for your calls to end for business. Product availability. Your clients expect for you to have product available on hand. This is also important. And please, guys, don't get me wrong as I go into all of my, rants and raves, because I've been doing this for such a long time that I've seen a lot in the world of booth renting. And the reason why I wanted to bring out product availability is because some booth renters really don't actually have the products that they need on hand on a daily basis to service customers. And really this is in the areas of like hair color. I've seen many times where even the stylists that have worked with me that were independent, a client may come in for a particular color and then the booth renter may send his or her client out to the store to get it, or the booth renter leaves to get the product and leave the client there waiting. let's do inventory, guys. When you're running a business, what you do is look at the most colors. If your clients are getting blonde highlights mainly, or everybody's dark, look at your clients and to determine the most popular colors that your clients are coming in to get, and make sure you have the product available to service your clients. You really want to make sure you have that inventory on hand to service your clients. Please don't send anybody out to get any products, or don't run out yourself unless you have to get it before the clients come into the salon. Your clients are going to expect that you accept several forms of payment. Today, we live in a world where we have the Square, we have PayPal, we have Intuit, we have all different types of forms of payment that you can take on demand. You can use your cell phone, you can use your tablet. So the days of just accepting cash, unfortunately, guys, those days are gone. So you want to be able to accept several forms of payment, because this will also increase your revenue. If you only take cash and a client comes into your establishment and see that you have a real nice color, and maybe they were just on the books for a cut, if they wanted to upgrade their service that day, if you only take cash, it may hinder them from upgrading their services. So several forms of payment is definitely a must in your business in 2014. And last but certainly not least, a website. Your clients expect for you to have a website. A website in today's day is a requirement. I tell people it's like having a business in two places. It's like having a business on land that has hours of operations, and having a business online, which is open 365 days a year, all day long. Clients can visit your website to see what type of services that you offer. They can also visit your website to see some of the work that you have and all of that. So if a client leaves your establishment and they have a really nice color and they go to work, and a client says, I love her color, I love her cut, I love her style, that client can refer someone to you through giving them a website. So it's important that you have a website. And there are also now many companies out there that offer independent websites. I have to stress this because a lot of independent operators don't feel like they really need a website. They just want to use their Facebook pages. And guess what? That is okay as well. And we will get to that area when we get to the social media section. What should you expect from your beauty business? You should expect to retire. Nowadays, there's so many plans available out there for you to save your money. You should expect that you will work from age X to age Y, and then you will retire. This is something that most people in all businesses, whether you are an employee of a company or you are independent yourself, everyone expects at some point to retire in life. So you should expect to retire from your beauty business, and you should also expect to make enough money to provide for your family, to make sure your family has its needs met. This course is going to cover some of the things that we just talked about: what's expected of your beauty business, booth rental basics, key factors for success, developing a successful marketing plan, stylist and salon etiquette, and time management. We will also cover effective money management, how to price your salon services, understanding the benefits of filing your taxes, independent operator contracts, also known as booth rental contracts, and how to build your business credit, which that's going to be a good one, because as an independent operator beauty professional, because you are operating as a small business, you can build business credit where you can obtain things or obtain credit without using your personal Social Security number, and we will cover that as well. Okay, these are the basics of booth renting. You are expected to have the proper licenses and credentials to operate, and I know people may think, well, that's a no-brainer. However, a lot of salons employ or rent booths to people who don't have the proper licenses and credentials. That's why I put this there. Hours of operation, which we went over previously, a business telephone, product availability, accepting payments, and a website. So we just went over those previously. Payment acceptance devices. What you see on your screen here is you see the square, which is right there with the Visa card. And then on the other side, this is another form of payment device by Verifone called Payware Mobile. There's so many different forms of payment devices that you can use nowadays, that you can use on your mobile phone. We just really wanted to show how easy it is today to accept a payment and to be able to receive tips. You can do that on these types of devices. The type of licenses that you must have when you're operating a booth rental business, and it does differ between state to state. I'm in the state of Georgia, so in the state of Georgia, operating as a booth renter, you must have a cosmetology license. I think that's in every state. A business license, I know, is specific to the state of Georgia. In Georgia, you must have a business license if you are operating as a booth renter. You must have a federal tax ID. This is specifically for those who are going to operate as an LLC, which we will get to later. You can use your Social Security number as your ID as well. However, if you are looking to grow your business, maybe to grow it to even opening a salon one day, it is recommended that you get a federal tax ID, again, to keep your personal separate from your business. You are required to have a sales tax ID for retail. If you are going to retail products to your customers, which I hope each and every one of you do, you will need a sales tax identification number that is used to report your monthly or quarterly taxes and sales to your state. You will obtain this sales tax ID from your local state government. And if you are a salon owner who is renting booths, you will need a salon license in particular. And also, if you are renting a suite, if you are in a salon suite, I know the salon suite that I'm in, if you are renting a suite from a building, a lot of those salon suites require that you have a salon license even as an independent, because the building itself is not considering itself as a salon. So most of those salon suite complexes require each individual booth renter or suite renter to have their own salon license. And if you don't know what a salon suite is, I think we have it somewhere on the screen. We could talk about that later as well. To be successful as a booth renter, one of the major key factors to success is to make sure you charge what you're worth. This is important because a lot of clients, when they know that you are independent, they will ask for you to cut your prices at the end of the service. If you tell them that your cut is $55, or if you tell them that your cut is even $75, they may try to persuade you to change the price. It is important that you have everything on paper, that you present your clients with a list of your prices via the internet or your website or on a nice brochure. Stay steadfast, stay strong in your skill set, and charge what you are worth. If you are a fantastic cutter, if you are a fantastic colorist, it is important that you don't really downgrade your prices unless you're having a sale, because you can have a sale on certain services, but it's important to charge what you're worth. It is very, very important, because many independents really charge beneath what they are worth, and they allow their customers to determine how much they should charge, because maybe they went to another place and the last stylist that cut their hair, oh, she charged $25, but now your cut is $55. They may try to persuade you to bring your price down a notch. But if you are doing everything that you need to do, if you are operating as a business, you really won't have any problem. So make sure you charge what you're worth, guys. Accept all methods of payment, we have that, and create the right atmosphere in your salon for spending. As a booth renter, I always tell people to make sure that you find a salon that you're renting from that is conducive to the prices that you are charging. So it is up to you to find a salon that has an atmosphere that is conducive for spending. Sometimes booth renters may rent a chair in a place that does not provide the right atmosphere for them. So make sure that the services that you provide and the prices that you are charging match the atmosphere in which you are working. A lot of clients don't want to really tell the booth renter that maybe they feel uncomfortable in an environment or they don't really like the atmosphere of the salon. So sometimes clients, you may see them maybe for 2 months and then afterwards you won't see them again. And then you ask the question, well, I wonder what happened to, Miss Smith. Why hasn't she come in a while? Miss Smith really loved your services, but she really didn't like the atmosphere. So in order to charge what you're worth, make sure that you are in a salon that is going to create the right atmosphere for spending in the salon, that makes the clients want to spend more. All the ladies in the salon are walking around looking the part, which is our next bullet, that they're dressed appropriately and that they dress stylish and that they're dressing fashionably, that make the client want to engage in the environment and spend money. This is important. I know that when you work in a booth rental salon, it is not required, or there's no requirement for you to dress in a particular uniform. However, when I speak to booth renters, I always say it is very important that the atmosphere, which is the total salon experience, whether it's a booth rental salon or not, it is very important that you come together with the other independent booth renters in the salon and say, hey guys, how you act in the chair next to me does affect my business. So it would be really nice if we all decided to dress alike and show a little bit of team in the salon, because it does make a difference. It really, really does make a difference. I actually own a salon currently now where we have independents that work and we all dress alike. And the clients always say, wow, I really like the feel of the salon. I really like how you work as a team. However, everyone that works there is independent and it increases their revenue. So looking the part is definitely a must. And also what I mean when I talk about looking the part is, even with your hair, I know this may sound funny, but because I've seen this before, when you're servicing clients, make sure you don't service clients with color on your hair, or make sure you don't service clients with a plastic cap on your head, because that is not professional. So you want to make sure that your hair is tamed, and you want to make sure your hair is stylish, because whether you believe it or not, your clients really look to you for beauty. And so however you wear your hair, sometimes clients want their hair the same way. So if you come in with a funky cut and color, clients 9 times out of 10 are going to say, I really like that. How do you think I would look with this? And then this gives you an opportunity to offer some different styling techniques. However, if you are servicing your client in the middle of coloring your own hair, it really doesn't give you much options to upsell your services. So make sure you look the part, make sure you dress appropriately for your business. Make sure you know your stuff. If you are not a person that does updos, don't try to do them. If you are not an updo person, a lot of people try to get all the money they can in the salon, and you should, but stay in your lane. I always tell people, if you are not the best colorist, take classes, and until you become the best colorist, maybe pass them off to someone else in the salon that can just do the color part for you, and you guys can share the revenue there. But stay in your lane, know your stuff, because it's nothing worse than someone walking out of a salon saying, oh, Paula she really doesn't know how to color, or Paula really doesn't know how to cut. You may be an excellent cutter, but just not an excellent colorist. Or you may be an excellent cutter and an excellent colorist, but you really don't know how to do updos. And then someone comes into you for an updo, and it doesn't really turn out right, and then the word on the street is that you're not a great stylist. So know your stuff, look the part, create the right atmosphere for spending in your salon, charge what you're worth, and accept all methods of payment. These are major keys to success in your booth rental business. When you're marketing for new clientele, make sure that you have a strategic marketing plan. And I'm going to just kind of skip over that one because as we do have a section on marketing, and I'm going to dive a little bit more into how to market your business as an independent professional. Because one thing I will say is that putting flyers on people's cars in today's society don't work. So I'm going to skip over this bullet until we get to our marketing page. Change your attitude. Have an attitude of gratitude. It's funny because a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot, I have met independent booth renters who have had a godlike complex. And in this business, it's easy to get a godlike complex, which means that I'm a great stylist, I know how to cut, I know how to color, I have all the clients, when they come to me, they love me, I'm very busy. And so some stylists can get this haughty attitude that they feel like that the clients need to wait on them. But we need to change our attitude and have an attitude of gratitude, because anytime a client sits in your chair, because they are the person that pays you and are helping you to get your revenue, we just need to have a great attitude, an attitude that we are smiling. Even if you had a bad day at home, I always tell independents, when you come on the floor, you become the actor or actress. When you get on the floor, you are now the hairstylist that is here to service the client. So let's have a great attitude when we get on the floor, because an attitude will determine your altitude that day, meaning the amount of money that you may make. If you are a very busy stylist, make sure you hire an assistant. If you are working in a salon that is telling you that you can't have an assistant, unfortunately, you may have to move. But if you are very busy, it is nothing worse than having a client sitting in the salon all day. Clients complain about this every day. They don't want to sit in the salon all day. So if you're very busy and you have a huge clientele, it is very important to the success of your business that you get an assistant. As well as it is very important that you stay abreast of the latest trends. Make sure you go to the different shows that are out there, take classes on cutting, coloring, or styling, you know, whatever the hottest trends, hair extensions, which is very, very popular now. Make sure you stay abreast of the latest trends so that you can maximize all the services that are available to you in today's world, especially even with hair loss. Make sure you understand about hair loss, scalp analysis, laser hair therapy, all of these things that they show on these TV shows, that when clients come into your facility to see you as an independent operator, that you can service them fully. Marketing your business. Now, this is an area that is very important to every independent booth renter. And why is this important? Because when you rent a booth from a salon, the salon is not required to do any advertising for you. I don't understand if this is a myth or not, but I do hear a lot of buzzwords around this from independents who say, I work in a salon and the salon owner is not doing any marketing and I don't have any clients. Well, according to IRS rules and regulations, which we'll get to later, as an independent booth renter, the salon is not required to do any marketing for you. The only thing they're required to do is to make sure they have a place that is ready for you to rent, that they have working shampoo bowls, they have working dryers if needed, that they have working electricity, but everything else is on you. So in today's world, the #1 way to market your business is through social media. Social media today is the end-all, be-all of everything, okay? So not just with your own personal Facebook page, I do recommend that as an independent that you start your own Facebook fan page. So you may have your own personal page, but then you want to create a business page for your business. And if you don't understand how to do this, at the end, like we said, we'll answer questions, but you also can go on Facebook and Google it and or search for it, and it'll tell you how to create a fan page. I like creating a fan page separate from using your personal page. And the reason why is that most people don't understand that on your personal page, you only can have so many friends. So once you max out, I think it's about like 5,000. Once you max out at 5,000, Facebook friend page won't allow you to have any more friends. But with the fan page, you can have a million, gazillion followers. So it's really, really good to have a fan page, as well as you can do advertising on Facebook as well. So when you create a fan page, what you can do is you can market to people in your area. For instance, you can say on your Facebook fan page that I want to promote a haircut to people that live in a certain city or certain cities surrounding your area. And Facebook will actually go out and find those people according to your different the different things that you're looking for, the different, what am I trying to say, according to the different bullet points. I'm looking for someone who lives in California, in, let's say, San Antonio, Texas. I'm looking for someone who lives in the suburbs in that area, and Facebook would allow you to choose those options. That's the word I'm looking for. Facebook would allow you to choose those options that you put in and market to those people. And you can market for as little as $25, $50, and then they will tell you how many people will reach that post. So that's a really, really good marketing tool, really, really good, and it works. It works really, really nice. You could do direct mail. Direct mail is nothing but buying a list of names from a seller that sells names to certain residents in a zip code, and then you can send out promotional material to those clients that live in a certain zip code. You can also partner with the United States Postal Service as well, as they have a program that you can include some of your print material that they send out to certain zip codes, and you can get your information out that way. It's a little bit more costly than social media, but it's also an alternative. You can use print media, which I highly recommend. They have a lot of different hair magazines that are out there. Sophisticated Hair, Shortcuts, all of these hair magazines. If you participate in photo shoots and grab some clients who are very photogenic, do a nice photo shoot, dress them up, give them some makeup, you can actually submit your photos to these magazines, and clients who purchase these magazines, whether they have an online subscription or if they buy it in print media, they will see your styles in these magazines, and then you get a call. So that's great. You can also purchase local billboards in a neighborhood that are going really cheap now, or you can do television commercials in your local area on the local cable channel, because those are effective as well. QR codes is a really hot thing that everybody's doing now. You can create a QR code. Now this is actually really good. What you see on your screen is a sample of a business card. You can create a QR code automatically by going to the website that is listed on screen. And when clients get your business card with their phone, they can scan in this code, and it can take them directly to a coupon that you may have online, or it may take them directly to your website where a coupon is located. Most people use it for a website. So this is really, really nice to market your business, so that when people get your business card, they can go directly to your website. It's a really, really cool, neat marketing tactic to have. Salon etiquette. This is important. The salon atmosphere and the attitude determines the amount of money you make. I think I said that before. It is important that you keep a pleasant, friendly attitude, come to work well-groomed, and keep your salon area clean. It is nothing worse than working in a salon with other booth renters and your area is not clean. And you know, the reason why I say this is because, especially when you're cutting, if you're cutting someone's hair, and now I'm talking about keeping your salon clean. If you're cutting someone's hair and you finish cutting them, when you get them out of the chair, before you bring the next customer back, please make sure to keep your area clean, clean off your station, clean around your chair. This is important. I know this seems like basic cosmetology stuff, but I've seen a lot of independents who don't practice this. I always say, who would want to go into a restaurant and sit at a dirty table, even when the waiter is coming to clean it off? Just clean the table first, or clean your station first before you bring anybody to sit at your station. This is good salon etiquette. In order to run a successful booth rental operation, good time management is a must. Schedule your appointments adequately, which means that you have to understand how you work. If you don't have an assistant, if you're working independently, you have to understand how you work. If you have a client that is coming in at 9 o'clock a.m. for color, please don't schedule anyone at 9:30 if you are working independently. All this does is create an unhappy customer who has to wait all day. It's different if you have an assistant. You can schedule your appointments maybe every 30 minutes depending on what you have, but schedule your appointments adequately. Manage your clients properly. What I mean is that if you have a client that is coming in for a color, let's say if you have a client that is coming in for a cut at 9 o'clock, and then you have a client that is coming in for a color at, let's say at 9:30, and then maybe at 10 o'clock another client is coming through the door. Manage your clients properly. Manage them. If the person that is coming in at 9:30 for color, we know that her service may last for maybe about an hour, hour and a half, and the client is coming in at 10 for a cut. The client that came in at 9:30 may not necessarily get out the door before the client, the client may not get out the door before the client that came at 10. The client that came at 10 just came in for a wash and cut, and so the client that came in at 9:30 may be there for a little bit longer. So don't try to get him in order, get him in and out in order. It really depends on what the client is receiving and the time that is allotted for the service. So that's what I mean when I say manage your clients properly. Give a time limit. Let your clients know in advance how long the service should last. Schedule your appointments adequately. Manage your clients properly. And if needed, use an assistant. This is very, very important. And then as a independent, make sure you arrive on time. You should arrive in the building 30 minutes before your first client. One thing that does not look good is if you have a client at 9 o'clock and you walk in the door at 9:05, 9:10. So time management is very, very important, and make sure you manage them accordingly. This is also a part of running a successful booth rental operation. Money management. Keep track of your income using salon software. The way we see it on the right with the calculator and the pen and paper, those days are gone. Nowadays, they have so many different salon softwares where you can adequately track the amount of money you are making. Find out what some of those are. If you want to reach me afterwards, I have a ton of them in my repertoire that you can use for independents that can track your income and keep up with the services that are most popular that you're providing to your clients. Don't spend money out of your pocket. A lot of independents get cash in their hands. They put cash in their smock, and then when they go out for lunch, they just use the money out of their pocket just to spend, to buy lunch, to buy food, to buy things for their kids. I always tell people, if you use a bank bag and put your money in a bank bag, then you feel like this money needs to go to the bank. So it is my recommendation only that you use a salon software to keep track of your income, or a record-keeping appointment book, and we can talk about that later. There are record-keeping appointment books that are out there that have CDs with them that you can manually write down the appointment and the client, the services that they had, and how much they have, and you could total at the end of the day. If you are a manual person, if you're not really computer tech, if you're not techie savvy, if you're not savvy with the computer, you can use a record-keeping appointment book to keep track of your money. So keep track of your money using one of those different ways, as well as don't spend money out of your pocket, and use a bank bag and deposit your money weekly. So take all the money, credit card receipts, all of that at the end of the day, during the day, put it in a bank bag. At the end of the night, you can find out how much money you made in credit cards, how much money you made in cash, and then at the end of the week, or if you want to do it daily, it's up to you, you can deposit that money in your bank account. Pricing your services. You know what? I always tell people, and this was a tricky chapter when I wrote the book from a lady, don't undercharge yourself, charge at your work, perform a comparative market analysis. Many people have ways. You know, for me, what I do is you do have to look at where you are. Look at where you are renting your chair. Look at the area. Find out what others in the salon that you're working with, find out what their work, and then also look at your experience. So you have a formula that you have to use to determine how much you should charge for your services. It is very, very important that if you are working in a salon, that as an independent booth renter, that maybe the girl in the chair next to you is charging $10 for a cut, the girl on the other side is charging $15 for a cut, and maybe somebody on the other side is charging $25 for a cut. Look at all of those that are in your area, see how much they're charging, then add your experience on top, because just because they're charging $15 and $25 even in your area, if you have been a platform artist for Paul Mitchell or Reckon or whoever, and you travel the country and this is the salon you work at, your cut may be $75. So just be able to present that to the customers and be able to tell them, if indeed they ask, you know, why your prices are more. So just perform a comparative market analysis. But at the end of the day, if you're worth $75 for a cut, it doesn't make a difference if the girl next to you is charging $25. You should definitely receive $50 to $75 for your cut. But you must have a presence online. You must have a presence in the industry. You must have a demand when you are going to charge prices like that. But at the end of the day, don't undercharge yourself. Before you rent a chair in any salon, especially if you're renting one currently now, make sure you sign a booth rental contract. Let me tell you why this is so important. I have had classes at many of the shows, and people have come up to me after my class and said, you know, the IRS contacted me, asked me, was I a booth renter? I told them yes. They asked me, did I have a contract? And I said no. Really, this doesn't really hurt the booth renter. Who it really hurts is the salon owner, because if you are a booth renter and you don't have a contract with the salon owner that states that you are independent, it is unfortunate that the salon owner can be responsible for your taxes if you have not been paying them. So it's important that you have a booth rental agreement with your salon owner that specifically lays out the times that the salon is open for you to come in to service your clients, the amount of rent that you would be paying on a weekly basis or biweekly or monthly basis. Basically, the contract will spell out the terms of your work agreement. When is the rent due? What type of forms of payment is required to pay the rent? Are there late fees? If I pay late, you know, what happens if I don't pay? You know, all of these things are in the contract, because without a contract, you're just kind of leaving yourself open. So it is a must, not just for you, but for the salon owner as well. If you don't have one, it is important that you go back as soon as we get off this call tomorrow, contact your salon owner and say, I need a booth rental agreement. Filing your taxes. It is important that you file your taxes because it allows you buying power. It allows you the ability to purchase a home, purchase a car, grow your business, and build business credit. I don't know if there's more I need to say on this, but I will tell you this. It is so important that you pay your taxes, because they're now looking at the cosmetology industry. Certain states do not allow booth rentals, such as New Jersey. They don't allow booth renting anymore, and that is because the IRS wants to keep up with this cash industry. They know that a lot of independents get cash in their hands, and they don't file taxes. So without filing taxes, if you have not been filing taxes and you're stashing money away, this won't help you when you are trying to purchase a home or a car, or you're trying to grow your business, because a lot of these places require at least a 3-year tax return. They want to see tax returns for 3 years. So make sure you pay your taxes, as well as it helps you build your business credit. This is a passion for me, because I teach people how to do this. I have done it when I was independent back in the day. If you file your taxes, if you get your tax ID, if you do these things, you can obtain credit for your business that don't require a Social Security number. But you can't do it if you're not paying your taxes. So this is very, very, as my friend in Spanish said, this is muy importante, okay? Building your business credit. Building your business credit to finance your beauty business instead of using your personal credit. In order to do this, guys, you must incorporate your business. And you can incorporate as an LLC or S Corp, C Corp. This is very important. So in order to build business credit, you cannot operate as a sole proprietorship. You do have to operate as a corporate entity. Like I said, an LLC or S Corp or C Corp. You must have a phone listed in your business name. So even as an independent, you can get a phone turned on in your business name at your home. So wherever your business is incorporated at, if you're going to have your business incorporation address as your home address, you can have a phone turned on in your business name at that address, and then you can have that phone number forwarded to your cell phone. So these are things that are important. And once you have been operating your business as a corporate entity for at least 2 years, then you can start applying for trade lines of credit, which means that's from Sam's Club, Office Depot, those places like that, and you can get Dell computers. You can get a bill credit in your business name without your Social Security. You can apply for a Dun & Bradstreet number, but you also must have a website. So these key things, this screen is very important. These things are required in order to build your business credit. Well, that concludes this portion of Are You Running a Business or Just Doing Hair? I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, I guess now is the time. I guess I'll go ahead with my contact information. This is my contact information here. If you guys would like to contact me, you can contact me on my personal website at DeshawnBuller.com. You can reach me on Twitter at The Hair Coach or via email at thehaircoachatl@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for all of this valuable information, Deshawn. We really appreciate you sharing your knowledge and experience. We do have just a couple questions here. The first one is, how do you know if you're undercharging yourself?
Well, the way you would know if you're undercharging yourself is that you would feel like you're undercharging yourself. That's the first way. That's the first thing. You would just feel like that, you know, like it seems like I'm not charging enough. So what you would do is just look at other salons or maybe call other salons in your area just to find out, act like you're scheduling an appointment and find out how much their cuts. Go to their websites, even if you don't want to call. Go to websites of different salons in your area, find out what they're charging, and then do a comparative analysis right there.
Okay, sounds good. And then one other question. You spoke earlier about, you know, if updos aren't your thing, don't try and be everything to everybody. What's the best way to tactfully hand off clientele?
What's the best way to tactfully, say that again?
What is the best way to tactfully hand off clientele? I'm assuming, like, what's the best way to tell them, oh, go to somebody else?
Yes. Well, yeah, just, you know, just be honest. Honesty is always the best policy. If a client, it's best to do it at the time of scheduling an appointment. So if your client calls and says, maybe she's a long-time client of yours and maybe she's getting married and you don't really do updos, and you'll say, okay, well, I'm not an expert in the field of updos, but I have a perfect person for you to go to. I'm going to contact my, you know, XYZ, and I'm going to see if she can schedule an appointment for you because she is really, really an expert in this field, and I want you to, you know, look your best on your wedding day, and I, you know, prefer you going to her. Clients don't have a problem. Clients just want, you know, the best style ever, you know, so they don't really have issues with you passing them off to anybody else. Just be honest and say, I'm not an expert in this, but I have someone who is. And would you recommend, I would like to recommend, you know, this stylist.
Sounds good. Good advice. We have a bunch of questions coming in now. So there's also, what is the DNB number for?
The Dun and Bradstreet number, and DNB stands for Dun and Bradstreet. The DNB is almost like a Social Security number for your business. So you have the tax ID. Well, the tax ID is more like the Social Security number for your business, but the Dun and Bradstreet number is also like the major identification number for your business, which is separate from your tax ID. So when different creditors want to pull a report on you, they don't have your tax ID number. They will go to the Dun and Bradstreet. They're like the credit bureau for businesses, should I say.
Okay.
So that's like the credit bureau for businesses.
Sounds good. And we have another question here. So Robin says, I own a salon with booth renters. How do I get them to help keep the salon clean?
Well, the biggest thing is to put it in your contract. You know, if the booth renters are not cleaning the salon themselves, I do tell salon owners that you may have to hire a cleaner to come in, but then what you would have to do is you would have to charge the booth renters a cleaning fee. But these are things that you have to discuss in the beginning. When you are hiring booth renters, you must have it clear in your contract what you expect from them. And if you feel like that you're not getting that, then you have to gather the booth renters back together, you know, have a meeting at your weekly or bi-weekly meeting, which you should be having with your booth renters, whether you are having this meeting via conference call or through email, and just say, hey guys, the salon is not really clean, it's not looking good, I'm going to hire a cleaner, and the cost to clean is going to be this, so effective so-and-so, I'm going to have to add an extra $10 a week or however a week to keep the salon clean. And having communications like this will kind of stop them in their tracks, because a lot of booth renters are not going to want to add that extra charge, and then, you know, they can start charging. But you're going to have to put some type of fines in there for those who are not following protocol, but you must put this in your booth renter agreement that if they don't keep their station clean, that they may incur a fine.
All right, sounds good. We have another question from Chrislyn. She says, how do you appropriate funds for starting your own salon suite business? And then that was followed up with, is it possible to establish a line of credit without 2 years of income profit statements?
To set aside funds for a salon suite, depending on how large you want your suite to be. I mean, we have 21 suites in our building, and it almost took us about $200,000 to do our suites in the beginning. So my recommendation is to build your business credit. That's number one. You do need to build business credit. If it takes you another year or two with your business, if you don't have an LLC, I don't know if this person has an LLC or not, make sure you establish an LLC or an S corporation first. Make sure that you have a Dun and Bradstreet number so that when you're trying to get money, you do have a history of credit and how you're paying first so that you can get the funds that you need to start the business. And what was the second one, Allie?
She said, is it possible to establish a line of credit without 2 years of income profit statements?
It is possible. However, they are going to ask you to become a personal guarantor, which means that without the 2 years of history showing payment history, they're going to ask for your signature and your Social Security number to personally guarantee the loan if you have not had 2 years of good paying history, because they want to make somebody responsible, and it may show up on your credit report. So you can do it. I just tell people, you know, it's whatever your pleasure. I tell people, don't rush anything. I know we live in a microwave society. Do the due diligence. Wait the 2 years. It will be worth it.
All right, fair enough. And how should you figure out how much booth rent to charge?
You have to look at your overall expenses. So look at your overall expenses, and that's down to everything. That's from water bill, light bill, gas bill, cleaning services, insurance, that's going to be required. And I think that's one thing that I did not cover in this area, is that each independent operator is required to have their own personal liability insurance, because a salon, although they have insurance, they are not responsible for if your client comes in and something happens and you clip their ear off, per se, with some scissors. That happened to me in real life. But the salon is not responsible for that, and the client could sue you, so you should have personal liability. But you need to look at all of the income, look at all the expenses in your business, then look at maybe what some others are charging in your area, and then go from there.
Good advice. All right. And Jan is wondering, if I open a salon suite business, what is a good number of suites to start with?
You know, it depends on your area. Here in the Atlanta area, we have a lot of salon suites. So doing a salon suite on a small basis here, it just looks funny because everybody has 40 and 20, and, you know, it's kind of grand in the Atlanta area. But depending on where you are, I think, you know, maybe 10 to 12 in the beginning looks really nice, maybe 10 to 12. If you want to do less, it's fine. It doesn't have as wow factor as if you do, you know, 15 up or 12 or something like that to make it really nice. But I think 10 to 12 is a good number to start with.
All right, sounds good. Well, it looks like we're kind of running out of time for today, but I know, speak for all of our AHP members when I say thank you so much, Deshawn, for presenting today. You've brought up some valuable points, great information, tons of stuff to think about, and we really appreciate it. And if anybody has any additional questions that didn't get answered, you can go ahead and email them to Deshawn. Her email is up here, thehaircoach, yes, thehaircoachatl@gmail.com. And Deshawn, if you can just switch the slide to the next one. If you have any questions about AHP or future webinars or membership, feel free to email us at info@ensuringstyle.com. If you're not already a member, we would love to have you as part of our AHP family. Our membership team is available at 800-575-4642 if you'd like to sign up. There are tons of perks of membership. We give everybody a free website. It's very easy to set up. We're here to help you if you need any assistance with it. You can even sell products through it. You can put an online scheduler on there. They're great websites. We provide marketing resources to all of our members. In addition to the tools and the resources, we also have just tons of articles to help you, give you ideas, and we're here for you as well. If you ever want to give us a call, throw around some marketing ideas, we would love to have that chat. We offer tons of discounts on business tools you're already using, like the credit card processing, office supplies, shears, all kinds of different stuff, and also definitely liability insurance. It's included with the membership. It's not any extra charge. It's a very comprehensive policy, and we would love to talk to you about that as well. If you want to give us a call or send us an email anytime, we are here for you. This webinar has been recorded and will be archived on our website under the webinar tab. It'll be there within 48 hours, and we'll send you all an email to let you know when it's up. But I'm Allie Davidson, and we're signing off today. Until next time, we're wishing you a wildly successful career, and have a fabulous day.